Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video tutorial here in my channel Calm and Code. Today we are going to talk about something new, which is displaying an image in Tkinter library. And actually it's very important because, as you know, any desktop application nowadays has images and photos and stuff like that, and it's very important. Maybe you want to add your logo in your desktop application, or any other photos or your profile photos, etc., etc. So you need to know how to add images in your Tkinter program. So let's get started. First of all, you need to import something called image module from, or image class from, the PIL library, and I already imported it. So what you would do is just go to your command prompt, or in Windows, or terminal in Mac, as you can see here, and then type Python 3 and then -m and then pip install image. And be careful here, the I should be capital, and then hit enter. I already installed it, so it's gonna tell me you already have it. Yes, it says here requirement already satisfied. So once you import it, as you can see, it's gonna load here twice for the class. I think two classes will be downloaded: the image and image TK, or yeah, image TK. And after you import it, you need to open a new file and start coding with me. First of all, we need to import, as usual, you need to import the Tkinter library and everything from it, because we might use anything. And the second thing, we need to import the class that we just downloaded, which is the image TK, as well as the image. So what I would do is just from PIL, which is a library. You can install the complete library, but since I'm not going to use everything in it, I just downloaded the image as well as the image TK, and then from PIL import, and then image TK, and the T is capital, and then the image. And then what you need to do is to create the root, which is going to be equal to TK, so that we can call anything from the TKL library. Now the most important part comes into play. You need first to create a variable called path for the path of the image. So here I downloaded an image previously, and I called it d.jpg. So here what you would do is just specify the path. Of course, if the path is different, my path is in the desktop and the tkinter underscore image.py is on the desktop. So the path would be d.jpg. But if, for example, this image was inside another folder, for example this folder, you would type the name of the folder, leno, for example, and then slash blah 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 slash etc., etc. And it's important to know the directory of the image. And the next thing that you need to do is to use the image tk class, and then we are gonna call a method called photo image, and this is the most important function that will load that image from the desktop into our application. And this image, or this function takes the first parameter that it takes is mandatory, and it's the image.open function. And to use it, just use the image class, which is this one. Sorry, it should be inside use the image class and use the open function, and the open function will open that directory or that image inside our application, and we pass the path of that image inside this open function, and it's gonna take care of everything in terms of converting the image string or image URL into a string that so that the program or Tkinter library or Python will be able to read the image and display it. And what also we need to call is a function called resize, and I am going to leave this to the end so that I'm going to show you without resizing and with resizing. And after all of this, I'm gonna store the result of the image inside a variable called img, which stands for image. And then I would just, as usual, create a label for that image to display the image inside that label. So I would just say image label equals to label, as usual, label. And of course, the first parameter is the root. The second parameter is the image, right? As we used to do, image equals to the image, this one. And finally, we need to use the pack function to display it. So I would say image label.pack, and of course we can pass some parameters like the location of the image. For example, the side could be bottom or top. Let's say top, and we could also pass the fill to fill the complete screen with the image, or both size, and then finally the expand. The image will be expandable equals to yes. Of course, these are optional, you don't have to use them. And finally, you use the root function, you use the main loop function and call it on the root so that the program runs. And also I'm going to create a couple of labels, displaying them as well under the image so that I show you how it works all together. So the label, for example, username label equals to label, and then root, and the text equals to username, and then password, for example, or anything you want. Pass label equals to label, and then root, and then text, and then equals to password. And finally, we use again the pack on these two variables, pack, as well as pass label pack dot pack, and we run now the program, and I'm going to show you how it looks like. Well, we have an error here, and yeah, the error is the B. It should be small, not capital. And let's save and run, and as you can see, the image is very, very big, and of course I don't want that. And there is fortunately there is a very good way to resize the image. You need to call a function called resize on the open function here inside the image.open, and what you need to pass is three parameters. The first one is the width, and then the height, and then the image anti-alias. So for example, I want the width to be 200 and the height is 200, and then image dot anti-alias, and we here just add two brackets here, and here, as I just said, the width and then the height and then this parameter. No, don't worry about this. It's just mandatory. Just add it. And then now we can run and see. And if I run, as you can see now, we have the password or the username, the password, and then the image resized, and now it's much better. Of course, you can change the width and height for any width and height you want, and of course you can add more parameters here and more widgets here. For example, the field for the user to fill in, and also the button for the login or anything. Of course, you can resize. Of course, you can relocate this image to be on the left side by changing this button, for example, to top. If I save and run, it would be on. As you can see now, it's at the top, and you can add more sophisticated relocation of the image on the left or right side. So that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and also don't forget to check the description because I have a free ebook so that you can learn how to become a professional software freelance developer online and create a lot of money online and take projects online. And also check out my courses below if you really want to become a professional in any Python topic. So that's it for this tutorial. I'll see you later.